So good morning class 11 students. We are doing trigonometry and I gave you the work exercise 3.3. So we will just complete that exercise today. So as you know, this is question number 22 of your exercise 3.3, question number 22. So for this question you will have to know this identity, that is cot A plus B. So all the identities you are supposed to learn them. So you should write them on a piece of paper and paste them in your room so that every day you revise them. So the identity is cot A cot B, cot A cot B minus 1 upon cot A plus cot B. Okay. So this is the identity. Using this identity, we will prove question number 22. And the question is starting with cot. Suppose I have to write 3x, cot 3x. So I will write cot 2x plus x. This is cot 3x is equal to, this is cot 2x cot x minus 1 upon cot 2x plus cot x. Okay. Now do the cross multiplication. Cot 2x plus x is cot 3x, right? Cot 3x multiplied by cot 2x plus cot x is equal to cot 2x cot x minus 1, right? Now you can do the multiplication and see what you are getting. Cot of 3x multiplied by cot of 2x plus cot of 3x multiplied by cot of x, right? And is equal to cot of 2x cot of x minus 1. And this is what we have to prove. We can just take one that side and these two terms can be brought on the RHS and you will get 1 is equal to cot 2x cot x minus cot 3x cot 2x minus cot 3x cot x. And this is what we have to prove. You can check. Yes. So LHS is equal to RHS, hence we have proved this question, right? So this question is proved. Now the remaining questions are tan 4x, cos 4x and cos 6x. So let's do question number 25, cos 6x. You have to use certain identities which are very simple. So we will do question number 25 here. In this question, what you can do, you have to use two identities. One is cos 3x and another is cos 2x. So I will write both the identities here. First is cos 2x. Cos 2x is 2 cos square x minus 1. Okay. And cos 3x. Cos 3x is 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x. So when you combine the two identities, you can then write cos 6x. So you can write cos 6x as cos of double of 3x. You can write like this, or you can write this way also, cos of 3 times 2x. So whichever way, you should get the same answer. So we will try and write this in this format, cos of 2 of 3x. Okay. Let's see whether we get the same answer by both the methods. So here we will get twice 3x. So we can write 2 cos square 3x minus 1. And now you will have to apply the identity of cos 3x, and that identity is, as you can see from here, it is 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x whole square minus 1. So that's it. Now we have to apply the identity for a minus b whole square and we can expand this and get the answer. And this is 16 and this is cos cube, so we get cos to the power 6x plus 9 cos square x minus 4 to the 12 to the 24. 24 cos 4x minus 1. Now you can multiply this by 2 and get the answer. 16 to the 32 cos 6x plus 9 to the 18 cos square x minus 24 to the 48 cos 4x. Okay, and this is minus 1. So if that is the answer, we can check. We have got 32 cos to the power 6x, yes. 18 cos square x, yes. Minus 48 cos 4x, yes, and minus 1. So we have just proved this. And you can also try the same question by writing cos of 3 times 2x. So that is your homework assignment, that prove the same identity using cos of 3 of 2x, right? So now we come to the new topic, and that is trigonometric equations. So I will introduce the new topic also here so that you can do that also as assignment. And this is very important, that you should know certain things about what will happen, because see, you see, These are trigonometric functions are also known as cyclic functions, and their values repeat after 360 degrees or 2 pi radians, right? So what will happen? A particular answer will come again and again for many angles, right? For example, if you say sin x is equal to half, now x can be 30 degrees or x can be 30 plus 360 degrees or 30 plus 720 degrees and so on, or this can be same as 30 minus 360 degree also, and so on. So what does it mean? It means that after every 360 degree rotation in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, you will start getting the same values again and again and again, and that is why these functions are called circular functions and their value, or cyclic functions, because after a particular cycle their values start repeating. So we are going to look at this kind of equations where you have got some certain answers like sin x is equal to half, and then there will be two kind of solutions for them. One is general solution, another is particular solution or principal solution, right? So the principal solution will find in this interval 0 x to 360 degree, that is 0 x up till 2 pi radians. So this 2 pi is not included, 0 is included. This is called principal solution of an equation. So when you have principal solution, okay, you will take this interval. Otherwise, for general solution, there will be infinite answers for general solution, and all those answers you can club together in one particular notation. This is what we are going to learn here, because now we are learning solution of equations, trigonometric equations. Just like you have linear equations, algebraic equations, here you have trigonometric equations, where one side is completely trigonometric, sin x, cos x, and other is equal to 0, right? For example, you will have something like this, sin x is equal to 0. So first let us look at this, only sin x is equal to 0. Now sin x is 0 at every rotation after pi. So you can write sin, whenever sin x is equal to 0, the value of x will be n pi. This you have to understand how it is n pi, where n belongs to integers, that is z. Now for example, it can be 0, it can be pi, it can be 2 pi, 3 pi, and even it can be negative like minus pi, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, and so on. For these values, sin x is 0. So this is a particular first equation, and that is sin x is equal to 0, and the answer is x is equal to n pi. The second equation is cos x is equal to 0. So this again you have to understand, when is cos x 0? Cos x is 0 at odd multiples of pi by 2. So that means whenever if cos x is equal to 0, the answer will be 2n plus 1 pi by 2. So you have to understand that cos x is 0 at pi by 2, at 3 pi by 2, at 5 pi by 2, at 7 pi by 2, and in negatives also we can take minus 3 pi by 2, minus 5 pi by 2, minus 7 pi by 2, and so on. At these values you will find that cos x is 0. Similarly, you have the third trigonometric ratio, that is tan x, and tan x is 0 whenever sin x is 0, because what is tan x? Tan x, as you know, is sin x upon cos x. So you have to keep in mind, whenever sin x is 0, automatically tan x is going to becoming 0, and moreover cos x and sin x are not simultaneously 0. So whenever sin x is 0, tan x will be 0. In that means, if tan x is equal to 0, again we can write x is equal to n pi. What about cosec x, sec x, and cot x? Those three ratios are automatically converted into sine, cos, and tan, and you need not solve them separately. So this is the introduction for trigonometric equations. So you have to complete this, and you have to read the examples also. And in the next class we will be doing some theorems related to sin x is equal to sin y. This one, sin x is equal to sin y, cos x is equal to cos y. Now in lower classes you have understood, whenever sin x is equal to sin y, you directly write x is equal to y. Whenever cos x is equal to cos y, you will write x is equal to y. Tan x is equal to tan y, you will write x is equal to y. But here in this class, whenever sin x is equal to sin y, you will not write x is equal to y. You will write a relation between x and y, and that is what we are going to look in the next class. So I'm sure you'll complete your work and you will read the next topic also, because only when you read you will understand what is being taught to you. So do your work and see you in the next class.